Hello and welcome to another video. At long last I'm flipping through this grungy old looking junk journal that I made for the grid journaling cards that I made in this video last summer. And I made another video on how I made this cover in September. And now it's time for the third and final video in this series about the completed journal. I actually filmed it twice, as I thought I had already finished it, but then I added so much stuff that I had to film it again. I used a lot of authentic, antique and other old stuff to create it, and some mixed media here and there. But I also used some printable photos and some hand-dyed black and white prints. I'll leave you some details in the description box below in case you're interested. So let's see how the completed grungy junk journal turned out. I made a hidden tag to this pocket with bits and pieces, and the black line is machine stitching and the white flower is painted with acrylic paint. And here's a journaling spot. An image from a 1920s magazine and a painted flower. There's a 1920s theme in this journal, but I also used some older antique images and some vintage and just some old stuff that is recycled. A couple from 1920s, from Ruby and Pearl. And a piece of paper for journaling. I think it was May when I started, so it's a summertime journal. This looks like a grungy old document from France, but in reality it's a printable from Catwoman journals. I dyed it with tea and coffee, and it turned out really lovely and looks very authentic. An image from a magazine about an old French movie from 1920s. The magazine is not from 1920s, but the image is. I tore one of the grid journaling cards into pieces and used it here as part of this collage around the edges. This beautiful handwriting is from Catwoman journals as well. This is one of my grid journaling cards. I covered it with a piece of an old lace curtain with a hole here so you can see the face. This page under the flip is an old book page that I stenciled and stamped with acrylic paint. I used black buttons and a cotton trim to decorate the edge. More grid journaling cards here. The grungy butterfly in the upper right corner is made of one of my old butterfly freebies, and I painted it with tea and coffee. An image from a 1920s magazine. These two ladies are from Ruby and Pearl, and I printed them out black and white. Here's another page from the Catwoman journal's Endless Papers kit. I used a red color pencil to add some color. The crochet trim is made with red and neutral threads. It looks very simple, but it took me at least an hour to make it. All in all, it took me at least 3 months to get this journal almost finished. I must say I really admire the ladies on YouTube who can create gorgeous journals every month or even daily, because I'm not able to do that. I'm very slow. This pocket here is made of a transparent paper from an old photo album. This lovely portrait is from Catwoman journals. It's printed on heavyweight cream color paper. This cluster is made of paper, fabric and an old button. This would be a nice spot for a photo. Here's a blue butterfly and another one of my grid journaling cards. This is a very lovely portrait from Catwoman journals. It's a perfect match with this photo that I used in the cover. So in my mind they could be the same two girls. They could be sisters or cousins or friends. This is the tag from the grid journaling video. I love how this coffee dyed paper turned out. I decorated it with this painted and stitched little flower. It's one of my favorite pieces in this journal. I made some simple collages to these small pages with neutral colors and red. I have lots of old stamps, so I'm glad I found some use for them in this junk journal. I've been saving them for something special, but the truth is I have lots and lots of them, so I should just start using more of them. I added some wooden beads here. I think they look nice with this grungy old look. More collages. The image on the right is from a magazine from 1923. Kids in Old Berlin. A summertime spread. A little hidden tuck spot here under the flip that is made of one of the grid journaling cards. A family portrait printed in small size. By chance I happened to find a random torn page with the exact same date as in this journaling card while I was making this collage, so I added it here. I thought it was quite a funny coincidence. These two girls are from Ruby and Pearl. I split the photo in two and used it to cover this moody black and white image from a magazine with lyrics from Lana Del Rey's song Summertime Sadness. And here's a hidden journaling spot behind it and an old stamp from the United States. This is how the old French document from Catwoman journals look like without coffee dyeing. This is a ledger page from 1925 printed on copy paper. And this is how I made it look. I'm so much in love with this kit. They're my favorite printables right now with so many uses. This is another photo from the antique portraits kit. I trimmed the sides off and adhered it to a piece of a grungy photo album page from the same album that I used to create the cover. It looks a little bit like an old cabinet card. There are some marks from an old photo in the back, but it's okay in a grungy journal like this. Here's the other half of the page with a crochet top and embroidery letters. A pocket with a portrait of two cute kids, probably from the early 1900s. Another collage with bits and pieces. The red postage stamp is an authentic antique stamp from Germany from the beginning of 1900s. Another experimental collage on old book pages. This is machine stitching. Another magazine cutout about the old French movie from the 1920s. Here you can see the name of the movie, The Swallow and the Titmouse in English. A piece of brown paper with a cutout from an antique magazine. The pocket is made of fabric scraps. A simple collage with a painted flower on a dictionary page. I added a black butterfly and some messy thread to this grid journaling card. And here's the last grid journaling card that I included in this junk journal. In this coffee stain lace pocket. Here's a tuck spot. This is an authentic old envelope made into a pocket. This antique painting is cut out from a book. So, I hope you enjoyed this flip through of my grungy journal. And if you did, please give me thumbs up. And we'll see you in my next video. Bye!